Hi, I'm Pete, and this is a VeryPuzzle unboxing. Now, it may be no surprise that I'm a huge fan of Tuttminx, and I think I have just about every Tuttminx, if not every Tuttminx that VeryPuzzle has produced. I really love these puzzles. They're a nice little challenge, not too hard, not too easy, and lots of work to do. This is their Speed Tuttminx. And what I'm expecting to find in this package is another Tuttminx variant, a very interesting Tuttminx variant. Alright, well, with no further ado, let's get into this. Now, this isn't really a box. It looks like a padded envelope, so I'm going to be kind of careful here as I kind of open this up. I don't want to get too far, cut too far into it here. So yeah, they've produced quite a few Tuttminx, and you know, I've been generally very happy with them. I'd say that this latest Speed Tuttminx is one of the highlights. And thinking back to their very first Void Tuttminx was just absolutely incredible. I love that puzzle. So now we have the Wandering Tuttminx, and I haven't seen too much about it. I know that it comes unstickered, that's what I've heard, and so we will see what this is all about. Okay, just gotta be kind of careful here. Maybe this is my strategy. I don't really have a good strategy for this sort of packaging, other than trying to avoid my fingers. Okay, that's actually not bad. So I think it might be in some kind of container. So maybe it does have a box. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. I probably need scissors more than I need a knife right now. So yeah, as I say, I'm always keen on Tuttminx, and you know, I don't really get bored of them because they've been different enough over the years. I do have my favorites. That original curvy Tuttminx, which is just like, yeah, okay, that's good. That's really good. Made some progress there. Yeah, that original curvy Tuttminx is always have a fond memory of that. One of the puzzles that I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to solve it on my own, and I was really happy with being able to do that eventually. It was a very rewarding thing. It took a while. Okay, I don't want to cut the box necessarily. Oh, okay, maybe it's a container. Alright, I'm starting to see something here. Ah, boy, oh boy. So, always nice to see the newer puzzles, or the older puzzles coming back and with variants. And, oh, there we go. Alright, oh, this is completely unexpected. This is a bucket? It is. It's a kind of a bucket. Oh, wow. That's a different kind of container. Okay, I'm going to put the knife away. Hopefully, I don't know, I might need it again. Wow. So what we have here is a bucket. Oh, there we go. So this is the Wandering Tuttminx. Wandering Tuttminx, 15 centimeters by 15 by, oh, that's the package size, by 16, 500 grams. And comes with a sticker set. So it's not stickered. Recyclable 0 to 6. So again, no babies. You know, if you're 6, you might want to check with your lawyer before you try to solve it. Okay, and then presumably get some more information about the puzzle. Wow. This is legit. This is like an actual bucket. Wow. Okay. And I'm gonna have to, yeah, there's a seal on this thing. Oh boy. Okay, well, For those of you who collect packaging, you just have to look away. Sorry. Just look away. Oh, wait, maybe not. Okay, oh, I didn't have to break anything. Okay. It's like, okay, well, I kind of like this container because I can actually use it for something, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Alright, I'm just going to carefully set that aside. And, okay, yeah, I did need my knife again. I gotta say, this is well packaged. Even, I mean, there's no outer box, but it's certainly very well packaged. Okay, I'm gonna be very delicate here. Yep. All right. Okay, it's the first thing I'm gonna say is maybe I kind of knew how big it was, but I guess I was thinking it was more the size of the Speed Tuttminx. Oh, maybe not. Probably the size of the new Tuttminx, their new model, which I don't have handy here. Okay, and there we go. Finally, the Wandering Tuttminx. Holy smokes! Wow, that is. It certainly looks, you know, appealing, and you know that's part of it. Let's face it, right? It looks so complicated. So I'm not 100% sure how much of this you can see. I'm going to assume that you can see it. I'm looking at my little preview here, and it's just quite dark. So basically, it's a regular Tuttminx. But you turn it by turning these posts, and as you turn the posts, these gears on adjacent faces turn, and that's the whole thing about this. Yeah, I can see it. So looking at the mechanism, I can see that it is based on the new Tuttminx design. I could see the pattern there. So it is a little bit smaller than the Speed Tuttminx, which of course has the extensions on it. It also comes unstickered. So there we go. I will be stickering this whole thing. VeryPuzzle says it's going to take me 2 hours. I believe it. Probably take me 2 hours. I'm certainly not going to sit and do it all in one go. So the idea anyway is that you solve it, and then you have these extra pieces that have to be solved, and I think they're the ones that are colored are actually the ones that are lined up with the edges. I don't think they have colors on the corners. These have colors, but one feature is that you can turn these manually. Now, some people have sort of expressed disappointment with that, but my understanding from reading about this on a VeryPuzzle website is that that's deliberate. It means that you can quite easily reset it, because otherwise it might be a challenging thing to reset this. I think I didn't turn that enough too. That was a 6-sided, huh? Okay, wow, that is quite. I'm just really quite overwhelmed by this. It's quite something. So this is a hex edge. So what I'm kind of curious to know is what happens when I put a hex edge against a pentagon, and what happens is I can't turn it. Okay, very good, very good. That's I think VeryPuzzle has solved that issue a long time ago, where you could have illegal turns of the hex faces, and this one has a mechanical system, so you can't have the wrong edge on the wrong face. Okay, wow. So let's take a look at the stickers, and this is going to stay. I think it's going to stay. And so this is the stickers, 32 colors, or greater than 32 colors. I assume they'll give us a few extras here. And so there we are. A nice range of colors. The white's good. Nice pink. The last set of stickers I got from VeryPuzzle for their Megaminx ball, their 2 Megaminx balls, it had a really nice selection of colors and shades. The only issue I had was they weren't cut all that well, and that makes taking the stickers off the sheet really take a long time. So hopefully this one's okay. Okay, there we are. So indeed, a lot of different colors. I'm going to have a lot of fun stickering this, and yeah, we'll kind of see what I can come up with that. All right. So what I'll do is I'm just going to go off now. I'm going to sticker this, and I'll come back, and we're back with the Wandering Tuttminx, all stickered and ready to go. This looks absolutely phenomenal. As much work and effort as went into putting all these stickers on, I'm very happy with the way this turned out, and I'm very happy with the way this thing looks. It's just wonderful. So now that I have it, what exactly can I do with this puzzle? Well, let's take a look. Of course, the underlying puzzle is a Tuttminx, and it has all the Tuttminx pieces, the pentagon faces and the hexagon faces. But over top of that, superimposed on that, are these quirky little gears here. So the way it works, I have this lime green face here, and then surrounding the lime green face are gears that also have lime green on them. When I turn this face one step, all of these adjacent gears will turn one step. And you see now the lime green pieces are all pointing away, and new pieces are pointing at the face that I just turned. So that's really how the thing works. So then if I turn another face, it's going to move some of the same gears, but it's not going to move all of them. Now the nice thing about this is that it should be reversible, and I turn that back, and yes indeed, now we have everything lined back up. So I don't really know how that's going to affect the solve, but I think it's going to be very, very cool to figure it out. Now the same principle works for the hexagons as well. So this white hexagon, I've got all the white pieces pointing. Now with the hexagons, of course, you have to do 2 steps, okay, for it to be a legal move. So there you go, I've done 2 steps. It meant all of the gears surrounding that hexagon made 2 steps. So then if I go off and move another gear, it will then change that gear. It'll make it make 1 step, or depending on what I move, it might make the same gear make 2 steps. So now I'm going to undo this because I really don't want to scramble this at one point, and I have to undo it twice. Now you'll notice that I'm moving this very, very slowly. I don't want to stress the mechanism, and I don't really see this as being a speed cubing thing. And I'll certainly be very, very careful while I'm breaking it in. One thing about the mechanism is, and VeryPuzzle mentions this on their website, you can turn the gears independently of the faces, and this is intended as a reset mechanism. So if you had some problems and it was all messed up, you could solve the underlying Tuttminx and then just go ahead and arrange all of the gears to be in the correct positions. I don't think they're gonna change accidentally. This is a fairly heavy spring holding that in, and it's got a detent mechanism, so I think it'll be fine like that. So yeah, the other thing that really that I really notice about this puzzle, and I don't know if you can, but the sound. It's so distinctive, and you can imagine doing an algorithm where you're moving faces around, and it'll be making that sound. Click, in a continuous stream. I think that will be, I think, a cool aspect of the puzzle. Now, I just noticed something in that I turned this face 5 steps, and the adjacent gears are not lined up. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to turn it back. Okay. And now they are back in position. So that is very interesting. And I guess it makes sense. That's right. If I'm turning it this way, right, the gears will keep turning. Ah, okay. Well, you see, that's just something to learn about the puzzle. Marvelous, marvelous. That's we're going to have to keep track of whether we need to turn a face clockwise or counterclockwise, or right or left, in order to get the adjacent gears lined up. This is going to be a lot of fun to play. So that's it. For the stickering, I took some inspiration from my Speed Tuttminx, but I didn't have all the same shades, but I sort of used that as a kind of a guide. And then I wasn't doing any kind of theme. There wasn't a particular hot or cold theme or anything like that. But you notice that maybe I did. I put some warmer colors together and some cooler colors, and it's just I didn't do a lot of planning on the sticker scheme, but I think it came out quite nice. I'm happy with it. All right, well, that's really it for the Wandering Tuttminx. It was a lot of effort to get it stickered, but now that that's done, I'm really happy with it, and I just can't wait to scramble it up and figure out how all this madness works. As always, I appreciate your comments, your questions, your suggestions. So leave me some feedback in the comments. I appreciate it. I read all your comments and reply when I can. So, and until next time, thanks for watching. So I'm going to show a little bit of the stickering process for the Wandering Tuttminx. It is a very long, tedious process. The sticker scheme is quite complicated to begin with. The mechanism is very complicated, and because the puzzle's already assembled, I've taken some of the pieces off, but some of them just can't be taken off, and so their stickers have to go underneath some other parts of the puzzle. It's tough. Another thing that's made the stickering more challenging really than it should be is it's difficult to remove the scrap from these stickers. Most of them are not cut well. So scrap, just to give you this is the scrap. This is the stuff that comes off a sticker sheet. Normally you peel that off the sticker sheet and you're left with just the stickers, and then you can access them. But in this case, most of the sheets, the stickers aren't cut all the way through. So taking off the scrap basically takes the stickers with them, and so when that happens, I just leave them and just somehow free the stickers one at a time. Very tedious. Anyway, that's just one thing that makes this stickering more complicated than it really needs to be. Now, as far as tools go, I have a hobby knife. The other thing I'm using, the only other tool I'm using is this is a short piece of a tie wrap. I just clipped off the end of a piece of a twist cable tie or a tie wrap, and I used the small end to push down, smooth down some of the stickers, and I used the blunt end as well to do the same thing on wider stickers. And that's it. Those are my tools. I tried other tools. I did have some tweezers going at one time, but I only have 2 hands. And generally speaking, one of those hands is holding part of the mechanism aside while I'm putting the sticker on. So I really don't need a lot of tools. All right, there are 2 sticker sheets. There's the 5-sided sheets, and there are the 6-sided face sheets. And there are plenty of extra stickers for each piece type. So I do appreciate that, because especially when the stickers aren't cut well. It can be difficult to, you can break some of the stickers as you're taking them off or damage them. Alright, well, let's take a look. This pentagon then, I'm going to sticker this, and that's a plain taking off. Fine. So I'm just going to sticker the pentagon. Now I've already pre-stickered a couple of them just to get my color scheme established. And so this blue here, kind of a mid blue, we need small stickers on all of the adjacent hexagonal faces, and so those small stickers are down here. And this sheet is not too bad in terms of the scrap sticking, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to get everything off. Okay, I can't really show here on camera, but what I'm going to do just to try and make this easier, what I've done is I've made a line across the sheet, and I'm going to try and pull off the scrap just from these little pieces. And you see they're sticking, they're not really coming off all that well, but it may save me a bit of time, may make it a little easier. This is the issue I've had the whole time. Some of them are much worse. There are some sheets that actually took, I had to chop the scrap up into very tiny pieces to get everything to work, to get everything off of the sheet. Okay, so I have my 5 little pieces there, and that's a little. So I like to take them point first, and this is why I wanted to set them up, because once they're free of the scrap, it makes it a lot easier. So this is the face, but we're actually putting the stickers on adjacent pieces, these sort of gear-like mechanisms. Now these ones are fairly easy to get at because they're open, so it's just a matter of lining them up. Normally I'd be a lot closer to the puzzle, but if I did that, my head would be in the way of the video. So, but I've been doing this enough now that I can get them lined up pretty quickly. So that's the 5, the pentagon face, the 5-sided. But the 6-sided is pretty much the same thing, except that you have 2 different types to apply to adjacent faces. You have this type, which goes on hex edges, and then you have a narrower edge or a piece that goes on hex pentagon or hex pent edges. You know, this would be a fine. I think if the stickers were just a little better, this would have been not such an ordeal. But man, the stickers just made it take much longer than it should have, and just be kind of frustrating. Okay, I'm trying to get that a little bit better on there. Now, I would normally, for such small pieces, small stickers, I would normally use a dab of glue. There's just so many stickers, and frankly, I'm not going to be manipulating these pieces so much, so I'm just hoping that they will stay on. And I'll deal with any that come loose if I have to with glue. But yeah, normally with such tiny stickers, I'd use some glue. So there we go. So we have the 5 adjacent faces done, and now we have the corners and edges of the actual face, and I'm just gonna bend the sheet up. Now I've sort of perfected my corner technique. All the corners are the same, so by putting the blade right at that spot, I can actually put the sticker right in. It is sunken. It kind of has a little hollow for it, and so you can fit it right in there, and that's fine. Now I've taken the adjacent little round just soft, and I do that to all of the whenever I'm working on any of the face or adjacent faces that have these. I have a few of them unstickered in the jar, and I actually stickered one of the little round discs for this particular face, just to, again, just to give me, I wasn't sure I'd be able to tell which blue it was, so I gave myself a bigger sticker to use when I came back to it. What I did was I set the color scheme for a whole bunch of these. A little while ago, because I don't want to end up in a case where I've got two almost identical shades of blue or something as the last two faces. So I just want to make sure I've got it. As far as the colors go, there are a lot of colors. They are quite vibrant. I like them, but as kind of typical with these big puzzles when you're using factory stickers, there are a lot of shades of the same color. So a lot of shades of blue, especially. And quite a few shades of purple. I like purple, but it can be really hard to tell the different shades of purple. Alright. And I'm just kind of pushing it down so it sticks on there. Yeah, there are a few extra of these pieces on each sticker sheet. That I do appreciate, not only for when you're putting the stickers on in case you've damaged a sticker, or sometimes you put a sticker on, it's crooked, and when you take it off, it just, you kind of damage the sticker a little bit taking it off. It's nice to start with a fresh one. So I do appreciate that from puzzle makers. I have considered, this would be an interesting project for custom stickers, I think, but man, and of course the custom stickers wouldn't have such a challenge for the stickering. So, maybe, but I would not resticker this ever. I would get a new puzzle, not restickering this one. So now I have all of those, and then what's left are these thin edge pieces. And these ones could be, I'm going to have to, so I'll do my best at pulling these out. I'm very nearsighted, so it's a little challenging. I normally get my face right up next to them. Okay, so the way I do this is I hold the narrow part of my tool, then I hold the gear slightly, it's on a spring. I hold the gear slightly aside so I can see the wide end of the sticker. I can see that it's in its proper place, and then I touch the okay, and it slipped just now, so I'm gonna have to get that out of there. Okay, and then I can just touch the sticker, hold it with the piece. It's fully seated in its slot and more or less centered, so and then I just use the tool to just make sure it's down. And then I gotta make sure that this is back, because man, that would really mess up a color scheme if I accidentally left it. So yeah. Alright, well that's not too bad. This one didn't go on as straight as some of them, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to really matter. Yeah, I like to try and get them on straight. Okay, so this sheet is not too bad in terms of what, how difficult it is to take them off, but yeah, a lot of them were just horrible. Alright. Okay, I may have to just kind of get my face down in there, just it's very hard to see back here. Alright, so that's a couple of them. And of course I'm going at a certain pace right now. I guess you probably imagine that after several hours of doing this over the space of about a week, I'm probably getting pretty efficient at it. I'd like to think anyway. Okay, so I just want that just on the tip of my hobby knife, oops, and just so that it'll easily kind of pull off. go for it here because and there we go. And that one was nicely lined up. And very good. Okay. And I have, should have one more of these. Actually, two more. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, two more. Okay, so it's off just a little bit, but if I haven't pressed it down yet, the glue is not quite attached. There we go. And you can sometimes slide them a little bit left or right if you need to. And that's another reason, because it's so complicated, not necessarily use glue if I don't have to, because once you involve glue, it pretty much stays where you put it. Though you can still sometimes move it, but okay. And so that sort of looks like everything. But next is going to be these, and I'd only actually stickered one, so I'll put the rest of them on. These discs go around the pentagons, and they match the color of the enclosing pentagons. I'm pretty sure this is what you're intended to actually manipulate the Wandering Tuttminx with, is these discs. Okay. Now, I've been told that the discs may get a little bit loose if you're taking them on and off like that, so, but because I felt I needed to sticker them, and to sticker inside the, or to sticker the puzzle, I'm just, if I need to and they get loose, I will just put a little dab of glue, either on the end of the shaft or in the in the socket, whatever it turns out to be. I'll just put a little dab of glue in there if I need to. And with just a tiny dab of glue, it should hold them on, but if it ever became necessary to pull it off, you probably could. That's my effort, or my idea anyway. I don't see any reason to ever have to take it apart, but you never know. Okay. And these also have a little indentation. I have put a few on that maybe weren't quite centered, and I pulled them up. Maybe I've used, they give you some extra circles, I think. Yeah, they give you one extra circle on here, so it's actually not too bad. So that was one of the pentagons. And now you may look at this and say, well, but you're missing stickers, but these stickers actually go with the adjacent faces, which you see I haven't actually stickered yet. Right? So the next face I'm going to do, and I actually have the sheet here is the brown. I've already set that up, so in order to have good access to it, I will take those off. And with the hex faces, it's pretty much the same thing, but you have two types of edges, and I'll just I can't really show you on the sheet. Actually, I can show you on this blue one over here. You have the narrow ones which go on the pentagon faces, and the wider one which go on the hexagon faces. And again, that's a pentagon face, so it would have a narrow one, and that's a hexagon face, so it would have a wider one. Right, so I think that's enough stickering demo. So when I come back from this, the Wandering Tuttminx will be fully stickered, and we'll take a look at the mechanism and kind of look at the color scheme and the rest of the puzzle.